So again, it is a massive challenge to meet this soulless image. Basically, Petrus has not much of a soul to us. He's just this guy there, somewhere in the corner, who walks in front of you sometimes, goes back and forth. In a very unfortunate way, in a very unfortunate comparison, it's like you find a Singaporean equivalent of David Lurie looking at a Bangla worker. Probably something like that, but the Bangla worker is taking over his private condo or something like that. So pretty much that's the scale of it lah. When I try and localize the book for myself, yeah. So that's my attempt at my feeble attempt at trying to imagine like this. So it does become a battle to kind of lose yourself. Yeah, Eminem fan. So that's why Eminem is there. This idea of loss of losing yourself is a very interesting concept. First of all, Lurie sees the idea of losing himself as like, losing control of himself. And it's bad. He went to the countryside. It's kind of like a country retreat. You go there to relax, gather your forces on page 121. And then he says, here I'm losing myself day by day. It's not what I wanted. So it's a very kind of life-sapping kind of thing. But later on, when you see the word losers again, okay, it's kind of it's a positive attempt lah, really, to step in the right direction. He does understand he can, if he concentrates, if he loses himself, be there, be the man, inhabit them, fill them with the ghost of himself. But of course, not enough lah. He still has to be the woman, and now he's made as far as the man. There's still another step more to be the woman. And later on, it'll be very interesting because on the very same page, 160, he writes to Lucy, and in that letter to Lucy, you'll realize that David still cannot understand why Lucy does what she does to stay behind. He still wants Lucy to kind of leave, so it's still him imposing his idea on Lucy. So he still cannot, he still doesn't have it. And okay, so but we do see that Lurie makes some sort of progress, but he cannot articulate it at all. It's confusing, but it's profound. Because if you see, when he looks at the sheep, he says, suddenly, without reason, their lot has become important to him. Disturbed. I can't say why. I don't know how to explain that. It's just like that. It's basically his way of saying, it's just like that. I'm not to tell you, it's like that. Yeah. It's a different way of saying that. And the sudden roadside crying also. His hands tremble and he does not understand what is happening to him. But even then, something is happening to him still. So that's another side question, how articulate is he about his gradual change? Just something, these parts are kind of like really like rehashing parts of the novel for you really. I want to get to the ending. I want to get a sense of an ending. So we're moving closer to that. The opera, it's kind of like a, actually, do you kind of get a function of the opera really? It's pretty much a problem that has plagued many elite students in UJC over the past few decades, including myself. I only kind of really figured it out at the A-levels itself and after I wasn't an early student here. Which is, better late than never. Okay. Don't worry about the first 3 lines. Okay, when you read it on your own in future, maybe you'll kind of make sense of it. Basically, the thing I want to say here is that the opera is where Lurie makes his best attempt at losing himself. And if you think about it, right, if you try and imagine Lurie as a writer or an opera writer, he has to make certain decisions in his creative process. For those of you who have created anything before, you realize you have to make all these decisions. The reflection of these decisions, what he decides on, right, what he chooses to leave inside the opera, what he chooses to take out, to include, those are very, very reflective of his subconscious. And that's kind of a way you can kind of chart Louis' progress and his struggle also at the same time. And he makes a very, very honest admission that he recognizes the work is no longer from the heart. That's about 181 or something like that, at the start of the opera part. He realizes it's no longer from the heart, and he's trying to find a way to make it authentic again. So, the next question is, can he love her meaning Teresa, enough to write music for her if he cannot, what is left for him? It's pretty much a test of losing himself, of selflessness. If he can you realize actually, he's resurrecting Teresa, who is actually trying to resurrect Byron. So he's trying to do like so many things at once, and his powers are really kind of stretched really. In a sense, if you think about it, he's kind of giving life, giving breath to them. So as he loses himself, he kind of like gives these characters life also, even though they are not real, they're fictional. But perhaps he's giving his soul, his own soul. He's giving up more of his soul in what he believes is, in song lah. He believes that the origins of speech, basically that very hard to understand quote of page 4. The one about the soul and the song and that one. You know, right? Lies in song, something like that. And in a really amazing spirit of abandoning stuff, which is a nice word to use when you're writing your essay, books, essay, everyone the ideas. But don't worry, people from other colleges who do Disgrace might not get the idea also. In the spirit of abandoning, he loses himself. You realize abandon does feature quite a bit in between page 180 to 186. Just fine, Control F, all the abandon is there. At one point of time, he describes himself as he becomes the music. So suddenly he's intangible and formless. He's kind of lost himself altogether. He loses himself in the process. That kind of flow state of mind like that, where you're really in the moment. So that I think is a major achievement for Yuri. Don't you think so? Yeah, I'll kind of pat him on the back, but maybe I won't want to meet him at all in the first place. So, in losing himself, perhaps it's kind of like a personal victory, maybe, in a way. Nice way of looking at it. A victory in the loss of self. And so, what I want to ask now is, so is that the end of his solipsism? These are very brief things. I'll just gloss over them. Because we're reaching the end already, the ending part. You realize that, first of all, he can